So we'll go ahead and cast the Specialist here, and then if we go to combat and we attack with the Technician and they don't block it, then we can go ahead and put in the Song Shaper for free. So let's see, yeah, put in Song Shaper for free, pay 2, copy it, and talk about value. Hello Daily Drafters, today is Friday, March 4th, and thanks for joining me for today's Daily Draft. As always, thank you so much to each and every one of those of you in the subscriber community for choosing to spend a part of your day here with me today. And for those of you that are not subscribed yet, go ahead and click that red subscribe button attached to or underneath this video. It's free, and then you'll have access to the most consistent high quality MTG Limited content here on YouTube. Got a pretty good record here going this format on a nice little streak this week, looking to close off the week on a high note, and hopefully we can get back-to-back trophies here on the channel. If you have not seen the last two videos, you're going to want to go check those out. They were great trophy drafts for the channel, and here we are probably going to start with Thundering Raiju, 4-mana 3/3 haste, and when it attacks, put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control, and it deals X damage to each opponent where X is the number of modified creatures you control other than Thundering Raiju. So it's like a 4-mana 4/4 haste that doesn't ping, or a 4-mana 3/3 haste that can put a counter on something else. Still great value. This pack is pretty bad outside of that. I mean, there's Merge Keeper, which if this were like a random land or something, I'd probably be taking the Merge Keeper. But we're going to start with the Raiju here. And then we see Replication Specialist, which is a card I've been looking to build around this entire format, and it is a insane artifact built around. So blue-red artifacts, which is kind of signposted by Enthusiastic Mechanaut here, is a deck in this format, and even if this isn't an artifact, it's a generically powerful card, and if we look to go into blue-red with the Replication Specialist, we can do some fun things. On that note, there is Scrap Welder, 4-mana 3/3 sack an artifact with mana value X. Return artifact card with mana value less than X from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. It's a 3-mana 3/3 with just a little bit of upside. It's not great, to be honest. I mean, it's like a reverse Birthing Pod in a way. There's also Bronze Plate Boar, which might just be better than it, to be honest. And it's an artifact, but I think I'm willing to take the Scrap Welder here and see if we can build around that in a little bit of a way. Alright, so lots of decent cards here, and none of them are blue-red. Red is unplayable, blue is also unplayable, and there's good white, good green. So I guess we'll take Spirited Companion here. We could also take the Turtle as a splash in this deck, just, you know, if we need, not a splash, but like, you could channel it for 1 and a blue to bounce something. Maybe that's an option, but I think we just got unlucky with this pack being non-blue, non-red. And I don't think with this start we're looking to go red-white, and if we are in a red-white deck, Spirited Companion would not be great with that. So we're just going to take Turtle and see if blue-red can be open. So there is a Sphere and a Terrarium here. There's also a Kami of Industry. There's an Invigorating Hot Spring, which is also good, but I really, really do want to build around this Specialist, and I think it's very, very good. And the blue-red deck is not one I've gotten into very much this format, and I really like to do so. So I think I'll take Mnemonic Sphere here. Maybe we could just take the Terrarium if we want to go blue-red splashing something else. That seems better than just a random Mnemonic Sphere. And then we see Synthesizer. Only problem with Synthesizer is that in this deck, it's not going to be at its best. Right? If we flip Specialist or Raiju or even Welder, these are not really cards you want to be flipping off of this. There's also just Ninja's Kunai, Automated Artificer, and with Specialist getting another Kunai, that seems pretty good. Artificer could be good if we go super, super heavy artifacts. There's also Song Shaper here, but I'll take the Ninja's Kunai over the egg. There's another Spirited Companion, but there is also Iron Apprentice and Searchlight Companion, both of which go very well with the Specialist here. I think I'm going to lean on the side. I'm not exactly sure which one to go with. I think I'll go with Companion here. over Iron Apprentice. This is slightly more coveted. We can get these a little bit later if we do want access to 1 or 2 Iron Apprentices. On that note, here's another one. I think we're just going to load up the deck with artifacts. And I don't think Shattered States Era is where we want to be, or Gift of Wrath, Short Circuit, not really. All these cards are not great, so I'll just take the Iron Apprentice here. Then we see Caves if we want to try to splash. There's also Moonsnare Prototype, but I haven't been impressed with this card. So I'll just take the Caves. And Mechanaut did come back, so I don't think anyone is specifically in blue-red at the table. We just had some really bad packs for blue-red. So I think we might be set up for pack 2 and pack 3. See, Papercraft Decoy came back. Another good pickup for the artifact deck here. And then both of the red cards came back, which is important to note. So although I don't want either of them, we'll just take this one just to cut red a little bit. Kami of Industry could be a playable in this artifact deck. I'm not sure. Short Circuit is not a playable. And then Swamp. All right, we're looking to be blue-red artifacts. That would be great. And of course, we see Michiko's Reign of Truth once again. I see this probably once or twice every single draft in this entire set. There's Restoration of Igonja, which is good. There's also just Puzzle Maker, Ironhoof Boar, Disruption Protocol. It's probably between Puzzle Maker and Boar here. I think I'm going to take... Well, I think I'm actually going to take the Puzzle Maker. Holds down the air well enough. Decent copy with Specialist. Good blocker. I don't like that as a first pick, but we'll take that. Then we see Sky Swimmer Koi, Goshen Tai, Oni Cult Anvil, and Heiko Yamazaki is one of our non-artifact spots here. We have a lot of artifacts in this deck and a lot of ones that could get to the graveyard. So Heiko could do a good job of casting them. Love to see this Oni Cult Anvil here, Virus Beetle, Reckoner Raid. Someone's going to be in black-red and be like, oh no, why can't I have all these cards in the same pack? But we'll take Heiko. Covert Technician is an artifact. 3 mana 2/2. When it hits someone, you can put an artifact with 2 or less, or as much as this creature's power. So that is noteworthy. There's also Beside Your Reach is Skyward. I really, really like that card. Don't think it's worth splashing, unfortunately, though. Let's take a look at our curve. Not looking so bad so far. We can probably afford a Covert Technician over maybe a Decoy, and even if we wheel this, we can play that. Then we see a Decoy here. We have this for another Black Splash if we were going to try to do that. We have another Terrarium for more splashing shenanigans. There's a Prosperous Thief, but I don't think this is the deck for that. Puppet, don't really care about that either. So it's between Terrarium and Decoy for me. I think I'll just side on the side of the creature over the Terrarium, because we're not looking to splash anything just yet, really. Now we've got Armguard Familiar and Reality Heist. Currently have 9 artifacts out of 14 cards. I'm not even sure we're going to play all of them. I think I'm going to take the Armguard Familiar. Works really good with Specialist. Reality Heist could be good, but we want the 2-drop. Another Anvil, but then there's Kami of Industry and Thirst for Knowledge. I think we'll take Thirst for Knowledge because we are in the artifact deck here, and that'll go very well. Then we've got another Searchlight Companion over Explosive Entry, another Kami of Industry. Yeah, we'll take the Searchlight Companion here. Aki War Paint, Roadside Reliquary. There's some decent cards here in this pack. Probably just take the Crab, though, as another artifact. Doesn't really combo with Specialist unless you have 9 mana, but it's an early interactive play if you want to counter something as well, so that's pretty good. Then the Boar came back along with the Artificer and the Protocol. I think we want some more top end for this deck, so we're going to take the Boar here instead of the other ones. Kami of Industry. Return target artifact card. Sacrifice beginning of the next end step. Comes back to the battlefield. So we can get back Apprentice, which is pretty good. Kunai's pretty good. Terrarium's pretty good. Decoy's fine if we have 7 mana. Companion's okay. We have a couple of things to do with that. This could open up a green splash. There's another Artificer. Don't have an Artificer yet. And maybe... it's probably worth just taking the dual land. Don't think I care about either of these cards here. Reality Heist did come back. Maybe we play it. I'm not exactly sure. A third Kami of Industry. Who knows? Alright, and then we see Sky Swimmer Koi is about it for this pack for us. Maybe an Iron Apprentice could wheel and we could play that. But the Koi right now has 13 triggers, which seems pretty good. It's also a 4-mana 3/3 flyer, which is fine. We could also play Disruption Protocol on the wheel. But we'll take the Koi here. Then we see Reinforced Ronin, which, how many cards care about artifacts entering the battlefield? Not a lot. It doesn't really combo with what we've got. There's also Mnemonic Sphere and another Koi, Song Shaper, a 4th Kami of Industry. I think we'll take the Koi here and then hope to wheel the Song Shaper. Okay, so not really anything for us. There's the Modern Age, which is not an artifact, but it is a decent enough card. Maybe it makes the cut. I'm not exactly sure. So we'll just take that over really nothing else. There's a Kami's Flare, another Decoy, and a Guardians. I guess we can take our first copy of Kami's Flare here. It's not a bad card, but it's not great in this format, to be honest. So we'll take the Kami's Flare. Then we see Trespassers and Steelbreaker. I think I'm going to take the Trespassers here as good top end. It's an artifact itself. You can also channel it if you need to get some more damage through. So we'll take the Trespassers. And I don't know what these Kami of Industries are really working with in our deck. They're also non-artifacts. I mean, they're working with Apprentice, Kunai, Terrarium, kind of Decoy if you have a ton of mana. And that's about it. Searchlight Companion, I guess. Let's see here. There's Trashbot, another Covert Technician, Disruption Protocol. Probably between those. Probably take a Covert Technician. The fact that we have an Iron Apprentice and might wheel another one could be pretty good for ninjutsuing this in and then playing it back for free. I think we'll take a second Covert Technician here. Wow, a 7th pick, Twisted Embrace. Not for us. Again, Ronin, it's a good card in certain decks, but we didn't get any of the Dragon Spark reactors or anything like that. So we're just going to take another 2-drop and Armguard Familiar. Trash Bots, pick 8. There's a Papercraft Decoy and a Trash Bot. We already have 2 Papercraft Decoys. You could probably play a Trash Bot in this deck. I think it might go pretty well. Did not wheel the Iron Apprentice. It's interesting. I think we'll take Disruption Protocol here. And the Song Shaper came back, so that's good. I do think our deck is open. I think blue-red is open at this seat. I just don't think the good cards were opened for the deck. There's the Decoy. Discover the Impossible. So we're going to have a few cuts to make here, that's for sure. We'll have to see how we want to do that. Okay, so we don't really need any splashes, and what's our current artifact count? 19. So again, we might be able to play like 1 Kami, but I don't think we need many more than that. I think we want all these top-end cards, including here. These all seem fine. Maybe the Modern Age doesn't work in our deck. I don't think we don't want Terrarium because we're not splashing. Protocol, it's another way to remove things. We don't have a lot of interaction, so Protocol could counter something. Is Reality Heist good in this deck? Probably. We still have 18 artifacts. We do have 7 more cuts to make, though, is the problem. So what are our non-artifacts here? This, but we're keeping it. Kami. Heiko, but that works really well in our deck. Raiju's good. Koi is good. Scrap Welder is fine. The Modern Age is probably not going to make it. And I just don't think Kami of Industry is good enough. So here we are now. Still need 5 more cuts. We really can't cut many more artifacts. So probably Disruption Protocol and Reality Heist getting out. Maybe a 3rd Papercraft Decoy. Maybe a 2nd Searchlight Companion. And we still need 1 more cut. And if we cut an artifact, we'll be down to 15, which is okay. Everything else up here seems pretty good in our deck. Then there's the Kunai, the Kami's Flare, and the Thirst for Knowledge. I want to keep all these 3 because these are our really only 2 ways to interact. Which could come back to bite us a little bit. Maybe it's just another decoy. This card's a little bit underwhelming. Could also just be Searchlight Companion. What are we really even doing with that? I mean, it's a flyer, so... yeah, I think we can run it back like this. We might be able to cut a land and go to 16, but I don't... with Crab and Boar and, you know, wanting to use our mana, drawing cards here, activating this, I think it should be alright to play with 17. Maybe we can change that as we go. But for now, we'll run it back with 17. So we didn't quite get there with all of the good artifact payoffs. We have a couple of them, and we have 1 specialist, which is great. Would have loved to pick up another specialist and maybe a couple Dragon Spark reactors. You know, things like that, but this deck does something. Okay. We'll keep this here. Virus Beetle getting rid of Island. Chainflail Centipede might just have to trade for Covert Technician. Because currently in this hand, this doesn't do anything if it hits us. Or if we hit them, it doesn't put anything into play. So we're just going to trade for this. Or at least attempt to. Spirited Companion, pretty good. Containment Construct, alright. Let's get Heiko down, and then next turn we could attack with her and cast that. Or not. So we can put a counter on this. Let me just get another creature down. It can threaten to block on Naomi at the very least, because they do have an artifact and an enchantment here. So let's just put the counter on... oh, when it attacks, put a counter. So we can't really... we can attack with itself. Put the counter on itself. Probably worth doing that. Oh, okay. Alright, we'll get rid of their construct then. Which is good if they did have the loop-de-loops in their deck. Yeah, they get to keep pumping those out is the only problem here. Okay. Now we do have an attack here where we can recast Covert Technician and then Tawashi Songshaper. So I think we'll have to do that. They're likely to trade. Oh, they're not going to. All right. So we'll do this and this. And this threatens a double block on Naomi. And they have a land in hand, so we could be in the clear. Depends on what they draw. Feeling like they have a Twisted Embrace coming. Born to Drive. Holy moly, a 7/6? An 8/7? Okay, that's a problem. So we can attack with this again, recast Covert Technician and Scrap Welder, and then ideally have blocks on that. But it does trade for just one of these stupid things. So we'll just let them do that, because we need to get rid of this Born to Drive, apparently. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7 is the most we can block. And things could go wrong if they have removal. Alright, they don't. Good, good. Alright, so let's do this. Let's equip it. So what we can do is we can kill this with double kunai, but we have to sacrifice this to do it, and I don't know if we want to do that. So let's just put this here. We'll hold up Thirst for Knowledge. No attacks, end the turn. Also Mirror Shell Crab, but at this point I'm not sure that's going to be able to counter anything. Noriko. Okay. Enchantment card. Do not have one. Okay, let's draw 3. Discard. Probably just the we don't... Well, yeah, probably just the decoy. We can cast the crab now. We can also just kill Norika, which might just be worth it. Yeah, why don't we just kill her now while we have the mana. Then we'll go to my turn, and I'd rather just get the big... Well, we can get the flyer going as well, which could be good. Get looters. Yeah. Let's get the flyer going and pass the turn. Next turn we can play the crab and then loot. Take action. Discard here. And wow. Alright, didn't think we had it, but guess if they'll give it to us, why not? Okay, so we are first. Probably going to have to use this as a counter spell, but that's okay. Reckoner Ray, don't really like to see that early. Kami's Flare, not an awful draw here. We do have a modified creature, so... Can look to kill something. Probably just going to want to go ahead and try to kill that. Armguard Familiar. Is that worth just playing, or should we hold up the crab here? That's the question. They do look to be maybe a little bit mana screwed, so I'm just going to play my creature down. And hit them for 1. Alright, so they got their colors. We do too. So we'll just hit them with familiar here. Okay. Suit up. Okay, so they're going to eat that and draw a card. Nah. They had 2 for 1 us pretty easily there, so we'll just let them... We'll just clear the board here. We're 1 mana away from actually casting a boar. We have a lot of draws in our deck that'll be pretty good for us, so... That's certainly not one of them. However, we are now good to cast the boar next turn, so there is that. Silver Fur Master, sure. Koi. Is it worth just playing the Koi before the boar? Probably not. They're mana screwed and we can hit them for a lot here. I'll just play the Koi next turn, so let's just cast this. And we'll get in there with our 5/4. Okay, so they could ninjutsu something. It looks like they might. Moon Circuit Hacker. Okay, that's alright. Hopefully they miss another land drop, and they do. Good. So we'll play the Koi and hold on to the island so that we can loot it away if we draw another artifact. Okay. Scrap Welder. So let's just hit here. Probably gonna have to trade for the boar. Yeah, that makes sense. Take 3. We'll play Scrap Welder. And end the turn. Alright, they got their 4th land. Can they do something with it? Looks like they can't. 2-0. Moving on up. 1 win away from Diamond. Alright, fine enough hand. Got a 2-drop, got a 3-drop. Could ninjutsu this in to replay this if they don't have a good blocker. But we are on the draw, so that's unlikely. They'll get a chance to play a 3-drop before we can attack with this. Okay. If we were on the play, this would have gone very well. Alright, no X3. Well, they did satisfy my request of no X3, so can't attack here, so I guess we're just going to play our 3/3. Next turn we could equip if we wanted to, but I don't know if we're going to want to get that aggro. Depends on if they leave mana up and things. Okay. Like to see that. And Terrarium, like to see that as well. So we can just equip this turn. It's not the greatest, but it opens up an attack, and it has Ward 2. So it'll be hard to get rid of, because it'll have 4 toughness. So they could use a Voltage Surge plus sacrificing this to kill it next turn, but a Kami's Flare wouldn't even do it. So it might just be worth it. I think that's just what we're going to do. And then next turn we might be able to leave up Crab. And then if they don't do anything, we can Thirst. I wonder if we were to re-equip this on top of the Crab. Does it now have Ward 5? Because this already has Ward 3 and it gives it Ward 2. I think it does have Ward 5 in that situation. That could be kind of cute. Bronze Plate Boar. Okay. Yep, we keep drawing lands, that's for sure. So they could double block here and here to trade with the Welder. Let's see if they do that. They may not do it knowing that we got priority. Alright, they'll just... Oh, they'll triple. Okay, so what do we want to get rid of? We can get rid of Guardians and Network Disruptor, or Boar and Network Disruptor. And I think I'd rather get rid of Boar and Network Disruptor here. Yeah. They could, like, give this, what's it called? A counter to attack with it. But we're probably going to have a Crab in a couple turns. Ideally, unless they play something crazy here that we need to counter. That's certainly not it. Can't counter that one either. We can let them tap that. It's fine. We're still getting our Thirst and Crab going. Okay, pass. No, they don't want to attack or do that with the Terrarium. Oh, looks like they do, but they're not going to be able to attack with it. Ooh, lots of action. Might just want to get rid of the Covert Technician. Or maybe the Kunai. We can recast it if we're able to attack with the General. We can recast something. So we can play the General next turn and play Kunai. And then we can like attack with General. Use the Kunai from this and then get it back with the General, something like that, or get the Covert Technician back. So let's just discard this. And now we have 6 mana. Yeah, so I think we'll do this. And then get the Kunai going. They're probably not going to want to attack us with Guardians, because then we're going to free attack him with this, and we can already cast Technician from the graveyard. Next turn we could just slam a crab, or we could play specialist and something else. Probably just want to play the crab next turn. Alright, they do. I'm okay with that. Hopefully they don't play a blocker big enough for Heiko. Alright. Well, let's see if they'll let us do it then. Will they let us attack with Heiko? I see. So they want to tap down Heiko and put this, give it a +1/+1 counter. Can also just kill it right now. Probably didn't want to do it that way. So we'll just kill it. Resolves. Attack. We can recast. We have 4, 5, 6 mana here. So we can recast Covert Technician, I guess. Yeah, we'll just be able to recast that. And yeah, go to damage. Do we play Companion or Technician? Probably Technician. Okay, sure, you hit us for 4. Again, we still have an attack here if you're going to let us do it. They will not let us do it. Makes sense. So, we can play our own specialist and then start copying stuff next turn. Can also just play a crab here. We can also equip and play Song Shaper. Or equip and then play Kunai out of the yard. And then equip that. So we have 7 mana. This will become a 6/4. It does attack very well. I think I like that. 5/4? Why did I think it was a 6/4? Fine trading this off for the specialist if they want us to do that. Awesome. So we'll trade here. Then we can replay this. We can equip this here. And then we can also threaten to block and then kill it. Don't think we need to shoot down this right now. Oops. Okay, we'll pass to blockers. We'll double block that. And then we can shoot it down. And then they don't have much left on the board here. If we go specialist, we can hold up crab, but there's not really going to be anything they want to do here. We can play this for free. So we can do, well, yeah, so let's do specialist. And then if we hit them with this here, we get to play Song Shaper for free and copy it. That's a combo. Yep. Sweet. Island. We can just Play Companion, copy Companion. We have 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. We can play Crab and copy Crab. Holy moly. Yeah, let's do that. Yuck. And then get in. Awesome. Wow, that was certainly something there. And off we go to Diamond 4. Yeah, pretty good hand. We'll take Kunai into any of these. Also, Papercraft Decoy works. Playing against green, though, I'm worried they're going to go a little bit too big for us. So... So Scrap Welder sacrificing Papercraft Decoy to draw a card to return Kunai could be a pretty good combo for us. I think I'd like to get that on the battlefield now. Probably going to want to kill their first striker, but we'll see if they play anything better. Alright, they're just going to kill that. Okay, no blocks. We'll go Puzzle Maker, attach Kunai. Here. They're probably more incentivized to kill this. And I know when this taps, we could tap it with that. I mean, yeah, see, they're more incentivized to kill that. So now they can just hit us with everything. That's why I didn't do it the other way. So I just want to go ahead and kill this now. And then we could play our own companion. Alright, 5 mana, what you got? Hopefully they don't stick anything too powerful here. Next turn we can discard, or we can counter something with Crab. So we'll just clear the board. And they stuck something too powerful. So, yeah, 5 mana is kind of the magic number with these green decks. Springleaf Avenger? Holy moly. They can return Blossom Prancer as well. We're just going to have to Cyber Trespassers and tap that down. That's going to feel awful. Because they're going to get so much value here. Yeah, go ahead. Well, we can counter that. No blocks. Go to 10. Yeah, we're not quite doing the thing here. So I think we just have to channel this now. Tap that down. So they can't ninjutsu in their Springleaf Avenger. And then we can play a couple blockers for it at the very least. So I think we're just going to have to play Heiko and threaten this block here. So they can't get something back. And if they remove something, then pretty much GG. Yeah, I think these green decks are going to be this. Yeah, now we can't block it. So I think these green decks are going to be the kryptonite for us in this format. They're going to be able to get back the flyer. Maybe we could just chump it then. But what else are we doing? Next turn we're not really doing anything. So, yeah, just 5 drop, 5 drop, 5 drop. Can't really compete with that with this deck, I don't think. 1, 2, 3. What can we find? No, I think we'll get rid of a couple lands here. Can play one of them. At least we can Kami's Flare this down, but then we're taking 4 more. Nope, we can't because it's getting a 1/1 counter. Maybe they'll put it on Blossom Prancer. Put it on the Avenger, I think we're dead. Yeah. Let's just go on to the next one. Went a little bit too big for us. Alright, this hand has the ability to go wrong. But we'll keep it. Doesn't line up well with our current hand. We did draw the land, so at least there's that. Yeah, let's just play the decoy here. Sure. Era of Enlightenment. Alright. This will be a nice little turn here. We can attack here, and then ninjutsu, returning this, replaying it. Might have been able to get that. Well, we couldn't have gotten the card unless we had an extra land in hand, and that would have been super nice. What a play that would have been, but we are where we are. Sure. Yeah, I'll put it here. They're gonna kill it. Oh, jeez. Why? This card has just owned every single deck I've played this entire format. We get to play Familiar for free, so that's nice. And then we'll play Companion. Sunblade Samurai. Okay. I think we can just pass and see what they want to do here. We can attack with at least this one. These don't have reach. So we can counter something, we can tap things down, we can remove something. We have a couple options. Okay. I think I will channel and tap down these two here. Kitsune is a good Kami's Flare target, and we might need to do that. Heiko is also really good. So let's get in with these two. So they just want to trade here? Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. So we could play Heiko. And then maybe she can get in next turn and we can recast something. Darn. Of course not. So we can re-equip Heiko. but then we don't have the mana to use it, and now they got 2 4/4 Vigilances on their side, which is not good. Covert Technician, if we re-equip that next turn, then it gets difficult for them to remove, and they can't attack through it, which might be the way we have to go. So let's just play this and hit them for 1 in the air. Can probably chump with our 1/1 to preserve some damage here. Norika. What do they have? Oh, jeez. Get owned. So they immediately got value out of it. Get to play their companion, draw another card. Okay. So we can, again, we can re-equip this. They don't have anything else to get from their yard, so at least there's that. So we're gonna have to hope they can't kill the Covert Technician. Wait. That was pretty dumb, because now Exemplar still gives this +1/+1. So we're going to have to take it this turn, but then we can get rid of the Exemplar with Kami's Flare. So that they don't have attacks anymore. That's probably the route we have to go here. Super awkward, but we need to make sure we don't die. Alright, so do we counter that? Because they're going to start being able to hit us in the air now, even if they can't attack with their samurais. I don't think we do, because we have a Koi coming up, and that just stonewalls that. So we probably don't need to counter that. They're going to eat this, obviously. But... oh, and they get to... ooh, that was wrong. Definite. Oh, it's because they had... this one had ward. I was like, geez, that could have been real bad. Okay, go ahead and eat our Searchlight Companion. And we're riding on the back of this Covert Technician, and maybe we get to play a crab at some point. Yuck. So they get 4 2/2s with Vigilance, Haste, and Menace. And we get 2 of them that we can use to block some other things. Yeah. We get 3 of them? Oh, X -1. That's right, I thought it was half. Okay, so I might have to take some damage here. Probably just do this and this. We have to take 6. Yeah, I think we'll have to do it like that. Alright, we are on team not die. Of course, the mana is just not working out here. Artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. That means next turn we still have to draw a land to play this. So I think we need to make sure we can block the hover bike here. Immune Sling makes it trade with the hover bike, so that's not great. And it makes that able to attack. It makes all their things able to attack. Alright, well we gotta block it. Oh look, and they get that back. That's nice. We'll block here. They'll obviously kill the Technician. Yeah, we're just getting out aggroed. Can't quite stabilize. Play this here. Guess we'll loot. Gotta get rid of this, because next turn we have to cast the crab, otherwise we're gonna die. We're probably already dead. But it is what it is. Let's just put this on the Samurai here. And no attacks. I mean, you think they could just swing out and kill us, right? 1, 2, 3. Block 1, 2, 3, 4, and they go 1, 2, 3. I'm sure we're dead. They can also crew the hover bike. Yeah, they probably just missed lethal. And they get to cast that off of this. Yeah. I feel like every time I've tried red-white, it has not worked out, and every time our opponents have tried red-white, we just get owned. Of course. Should have held on to that mountain so we could have looted, but here we are. Playing a little loose. Maybe it's because I know this one is kind of already in the bag. So they get a second combat phase if they want it. Okay, so we're gonna have to trade with this, I guess. Oh, and then they get to just attack with everything the second time, right? I mean... see if they just swing out or not. Yeah, there they go. Alrighty. On to match 6. Alright, we'll keep this here. Pretty good start. We could go Mechanaut into Familiar and Searchlight Companion if it survives. So we gotta really hope this survives. And we are on the play. Pretty explosive start here if it's able to still survive. Leech Gauntlet, okay. You can also attack and then ninjutsu and then... but we can't play Searchlight Companion if we do that. So I think we just want to play Companion and Familiar. We could do the whole ninjutsu thing next turn. Or we could just play Raiju next turn. So if we get in there, touch the Spirit Realm, probably getting rid of this. That's what I thought. Alright, so we can play the Raiju here. We can also just ninjutsu this and then play a Papercraft decoy for free. But I'd like to get the Raiju going, because they don't have good blocks right now. So we'll attack with everything. And we'll put the counter here. That's expected. Alright, they're just going to kill it while they can. Heiko could be pretty good to play. We could also do the thing. We can also do the thing next turn. I'm just going to get Heiko down. Hope they don't play a blocker good enough for it. And if they do, then we could just do the whole ninjutsu thing. Play a free decoy. Alright. Do they do something about Heiko? They don't. So we can play Familiar for free now. Or not for free, but we can play it from our graveyard. Maybe Wanderer's Strike? No. Okay, so let's just play Familiar. And I think we're playing around Farewell here by not playing Decoy. But they're at 7. So I'm just going to play Decoy. Because next turn we might be able to just all-out attack and kill them, maybe. So we just gotta hope they don't have Farewell. Cross your fingers. Okay. Dodged it there. Let's get in with everything, I suppose. Okay, that's fine. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. So this should just be lethal. Yep, sweet. Alright, this hand seems fine enough. So we will keep it here, play Familiar. We got a 3-drop. And Light Pause, that could get out of hand here. Let's actually just play Song Shaper first. So, whenever an aura enters the battlefield under your control, if you cast it, you can search your library with an aura with mana value less than it and a different name than it and attach it. So, holy moly, we're just gonna get destroyed by this. Rare into what else? Okay. I doubt they're gonna want to block this, so we might be able to get this in for free and replay it. That's what we can do. I guess that was kind of just the same. We didn't really save us any mana because we could have just played this. But it is what it is. Emergence. Okay, and they gotta go find a cheaper one than that. Twisted Embrace. Good gosh. Get owned. Okay. Alright, well we can hit them, play a free Familiar. Not that it matters, because that's probably all we're going to be doing. What we can do is we can hit them for 5, and then play... Can't play the Crab, can't play this because it's not an artifact. Could have been pretty good. But it's not. We can also 2-for-1 ourselves to block here to make sure that dies, because that has Vigilance. We can do that next turn with the Technician holding that up, maybe. So let's just play this now, then. Then we'll end the turn. Probably just getting wrecked here. Yeah, so we'll take 7 this turn. They have all their mana up. Land wouldn't be awful. Trash bot is kind of awful. It's a 1-4 right now. So I think we have to try to block this and do the thing. But... Problem is they've got instant speed removal up. Could just play Trash Bot, and then we can like quadruple block that. It can also block this pretty well. They can't attack with that anymore. Let's just play Trash Bot. They can hit us for 4 again, which I'll probably take, but they've got something here. Exiles a creature they control. Okay. No attacks. They are missing land drops, so there is that. But it may not matter. We might just die to a 4/5. Okay. They can hit us for 4 again. We could also trade with the Technician now. I think I'm okay just doing it this way and taking 4. And the next turn we can even just re-equip this. And then we could bounce that or eat that. But then we'll go down to 2. And I don't know if I like that option. We could trade here and here. And take that. And then next turn. Yeah, I think we just have to trade here. Okay, so now can play the 3/4 and then threaten the double block. They would likely kill the Specialist. We could also just channel this to try to eat that. And we're at 6 and we got to take a couple risks here. The good thing is we can channel this to eat that, and if they try to remove it in response, we can counter it with the crab. So I think we can try to get away with doing that. So it's going to become a 5/5. So we can eat that. So pass to blockers. We'll block now. They do get their mana back, though. Okay, go get yourself a Plains. And play Lion Sash. I don't like that. I think that has to get countered. Heiko could have some good attacks here. Assuming they don't play anything. If we attack, they might chump and then play a creature for free. But then we get to play something out of here. Even a boar if we draw a land next turn. So we're not going to attack with Technician right now. In the hopes that Heiko has a clean attack next turn. But they have 6 mana and they're in green, so it's pretty unlikely. Yeah, so Heiko's just going to die now. And Selfless Samurai. Okay. Well, they're kind of out of gas a little bit. We'll play our flyer, and we don't need to let them get that free creature. So we'll pass, and then any artifact, we can start getting copies of it now. And we have like 15 in the deck. And now we're going to die to a Clawing Torment. Alright, so they're going to get a free creature. We can't just keep taking one now that we're on a clock here. Okay, we will copy it. And then we will get in. We have to kill them very quickly here now is the problem. So I know they get a free creature, but I'm going to hope that they whiffed. Let's cross our fingers here, because we have 5 turns, and that's it. And hopefully it's not like a Tanuki or something. Toad Rider, that's just about as bad. Okay. Try to block it. Yep, sounds about right. Alright, lose another life, draw another land. Think we're gonna do this so we can get the scry in. We can't attack with both, so try to get a scry. Good thing we did. And end the turn. I think we're going to slowly get bled out by a Clawing Torment here now. Try to bounce it. Thundering Raiju. Okay, that's not bad. Attack here. Probably want to put it here. Technician is something we can copy, so I guess we're going to keep it on top. Okay. This is a close one. I'm not sure we can get him down from 15 is the problem. Oh, this can't block. Forgot. And then we're dead, so we just killed ourselves. Great. Good job. Alright. Keep forgetting that can't block. Never see this card very often, and it doesn't come up too much, so it is what it is. Deck was mediocre at best. Didn't have great top end. Won a few games, had a couple fun moments copying crabs with specialists and getting extra copies off of Cover Technician, so a lot of that was fun. But don't forget to stick around to the end of the video to talk through our Neon Dynasty playlist or to find the last video in case you missed it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you on Monday for your daily draft.